I leaned down and kissed her on the forehead. She woke up instantly, smiling at me and at the new day. It was that specific time of year when summer still held power over the weather, but was slowly surrendering to autumn. The sea still kept a memory of summer warmth, but the air already carried the dust of melancholic change. We arrived at the beach with the first rays of sun. We planned to leave by lunch, but ended up staying all day. We buried ourselves in the sand, lying still like Egyptian pharaohs, then rose and walked like mummies. I scooped up wet sand with my hands, and she built castles, only to surrender them to the mercy of the tide. We splashed in the water, then shivered together, warming each other under a large terry blanket. For the rest of the day, we watched the sea gently spitting waves, trying to reach our heels. Sometimes it succeeded, and we laughed. She laughed shyly, covering her mouth with her hand, while I laughed loudly, rolling with joy. Evening came. She flinched slightly when my cold lips touched her cheek. I tried to find the corner of her smile, but she turned her head away, continuing to face the sea. I grinned and joined her in watching. Tiny crabs scurried to escape the foam, but the blue tide followed them relentlessly, dragging them back into the deep. Noticing goosebumps on her skin, I threw my jacket over her shoulders and pulled her close. I took her small, cold hand in mine. In response, she interlaced her fingers with mine and squeezed gently. A seagull flew over us, crying out alarmingly. Suddenly, she mimicked the sound perfectly, teasing the bird, and then laughed. "It's getting cold," she said slowly, with a sad warmth in her voice. "The sun will disappear soon." "What do you see?" she asked immediately. Every day she asked me to tell her how I saw the sea. I wasn't very eloquent, and I didn't like speaking my emotions aloud, but every evening I made this one exception. "The sea is slightly greenish today," I began softly. "The sun, saying goodbye, has covered it with an orange blanket, giving the water its last remains of heat." I stumbled. "Go on," she whispered, squeezing my hand again. "The sea is restless today," I continued, "as if it is crying for the summer and the sun leaving over the horizon, wiping its tears against the shore." She nodded slowly at every word, smiling, never taking her gaze off the horizon. "Yes," she said with childish delight, "the sea is beautiful today." She always said that, although she had never seen the sea in her life. For the first time that evening, she turned her face to me. She was smiling, and her eyes sparkled with excitement. Even though she was blind, her eyes were a deep, sky blue color. It seemed they had absorbed the ocean they faced every day, reflecting it back at me. "Shall we go home?" "Yes," I said. I took her hand and led her carefully between the stones so she wouldn't hurt her feet.